Yes, pulled directly from the Am I the Asshat subreddit. It's Am I the Asshat? So,
Woo!
Jason and Colleen, here's your asshat question for today. Am I the asshat for lying to my wife? Am I?
We'll be right back.
I know. I'm going to let you finish.
Thank you. There's more. Am I the asshat for lying to my wife? Here's the deal. My wife, who's female and 28, works in finance, and recently we went to her company event where I got to meet her colleagues for the first time. And during the event, she introduced me to some of her male colleagues, and somehow it ended up with me with 3 guys having small talk. She left to talk with others, and eventually they asked me what I do for work. I work as a dentist, but I really dislike talking about work outside of work, so I told them it was nothing interesting and the convo was moving forward. But one of the guys kept asking and was so curious for God knows why. And I jokingly said, "Are you embarrassed because you work at fast food place?" He asked that. He was starting to annoy me. So I said in a dead serious tone that I do, in fact, work at said fast food place, and that's why I didn't want to talk about it. And tried to make it as awkward as possible. I thought it was hilarious, seeing his "oh, sorry, bro" face, while the other 2 tried not to laugh. But like a week later, I kind of forgot about it, and my wife came home and started yelling at me about why I lied to her colleagues. Apparently, rumors spread fast in her workplace, and eventually the whole office was judging my wife behind her back until she eventually found out. I honestly do get why she was mad, and it was a back and forth for a while until she eventually said, "What if she came to the clinic that I work at and told everyone that she was a prostitute?"
Wow, that was a long walk.
We escalated. I thought about it, and, I kind of see her point, but at the same time, I feel like she's just easily embarrassed and was just angry in the moment for getting judged by the office. However, she thinks I was childish and immature and did not need to do that. Am I the asshat for lying to my wife? 651-641-1071.
I'm unclear.
I am unclear, too.
Because I detected no lie in there. He didn't lie to his wife. He lied to his wife's coworkers.
Yes.
And there's a lot of other conflating prostitution with fast food work was another moment where I was lost. Any other feelings that we need to sort through before we get to the nut of this?
The nut of this. So, Holly.
Yes.
For clarity.
Uh-huh.
I'm Windexing my brain.
I know. There's a lot of Windexing.
He's a dentist, right?
This guy is a dentist. He went to his wife's work party. He didn't want to talk about being a dentist.
And why would you? Yeah.
Yeah. So he lied to her colleagues and said that he worked at a fast food place, but he did that to make these people be quiet and shut up.
To make it awkward.
Yeah, and make it awkward. Yeah. And he enjoyed that. But the wife did not enjoy that because there were rumors going around and she felt shame because her coworkers believed in that truth.
Okay.
That was a lot.
I know that's a lot. Look, with a lot of these Am I the Asshats? It's a lot of youth trying to figure things out. These people are only in their 20s. And I look, I'm not judging you in your 20s, but I'm just saying there's life that hasn't.
There's a lot.
Yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of this is an onion.
Yes.
The first peel.
Yes.
That I would like to tackle, and Colleen, let's just ping pong back and forth.
This is the crusty outer part of the onion.
I have a problem with her because why is it so shameful for you? Why is it a point of shame that he would be a fast food worker?
Well, that is my question.
That's a little uppity,
exactly
uppity Eunice.
And that became the rumor at the work. I have so many questions about what is shameful about that and why that would be an embarrassing conversation. So I'm judgy about the judginess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, we say this a lot. You know what this falls in? The file that this falls in?
Tell me.
Is this the hill you want to die on?
Right.
This is the fight you want to have about a silly Really, because fundamentally, when you're arguing about something like this, I think there's bigger problems in this relationship
Yes.
because it's a goofy lie. It's even, I would say, a fib.
Well, yes. And I would like to just say, as an elderly married human, I'm not elderly, but, I've been married for 20
Yeah, for a while.
plus
Yeah.
double digits. I would just say that I would be frustrated. What I would actually be upset about would be my husband misrepresenting himself in a group of people that were my coworkers.
Oh, 10-4. Yeah.
That would be the part that would actually bother me as a spouse, is like, you went in and played a role that wasn't your role with people that I work closely with, and then didn't tell me about it, right? Like, I couldn't help keep up the ruse, which I wouldn't want to do anyway, right? So then it puts me in an awkward position. That, to me, is the nut of this, but they're not saying that.
No. Holly, how do you feel before we go to Kathleen and Chris waiting on the phone?
I agree with Colleen and what she just said, where I do think this guy is a light asshat. Let's just say light, a dash of ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
A dash of ass.
Just a smattering.
Yes. Because I understand that impulse to want to say something to annoy someone. However, be mature about it, especially if you're in a space where it's your spouse's coworkers. She has to get along with those people.
Yeah.
You can just, say, and there was a comment in the feed where I agree with it. You could just say, yeah, I'm a dentist. It's not particularly interesting. I'd rather not talk about it, and then pivot. That's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just dash a ass.
Smidge of ass.
Yeah.
651-641-1071. Who do we have first,
Going
Holly?
to Kathleen.
Kathleen is the husband, the asshat?
No, I think the asshat is the guy that kept pushing the topic.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. And I want to share with you that one of our closest friends to this day, when we met them over 30 years ago, the reason why she liked us, and she shared this with us decades later, she said, at the party, you never asked me or anyone around us what we did.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's nice, actually.
Let alone pushed you into telling what you did. Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Oh, Kathleen.
You know what, Kathleen, as someone that does not navigate social situations like that well, parties are not fun for me. I don't do small talk well. I so appreciate that. I hear, really, really well. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thanks, Kathleen. I will say, I think she's actually right. The guy, there was another asshat in attendance, and it was the guy at the party who wouldn't let that go. Who was like,
Yeah.
oh, but really, what do you do? What do you do, though? What's your job?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Who cares? Obviously, he doesn't want to tell you.
Yeah. And in small talk, let's think about other things that we can talk about besides people's profession.
There's so many things, like the weather and the weather and the weather.
Exactly. Nailed it.
And next week's forecast.
And
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's give Chris the last word. Chris is the husband, the asshat.
No, I actually think he's hysterical because it sounds like something I would do, like make up some fantastical story to someone who is annoying the crap out of me to pressure me into telling you what I do. I agree with what everybody said, but part of it is when you're in a profession, say dentist, chiropractor, doctor, the next question someone's going to ask you is like, oh, do you think you could look at my tooth? Or should I go get an adjustment? I mean, this is not the place to do that either. And so I get why he did it. I think it's quite funny. Yes, he should have told his wife, let her in on the joke. But I do agree with what everybody's saying. There's a fine line, line of where, but people freeze in the moment. But the pressure of what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. I have a quick, funny example. This isn't. This isn't a complaint. Look, my whole life I've dreamed of having these jobs, and I have them. But I don't always want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm out just relaxing or whatever. but I love when people come up because it breaks my heart when people go, I know you don't like this. And that's not it. It's not it. It really, really isn't it. But I did pull a funny one time. This was, and I know Colin literally just texted me. This was about 7 years ago. And we were at Colin's cousin Hannah's house. And I love Hannah. And Hannah had some friends over. And this guy looked at me and was like kind of on me, just really just focusing in on just talking to me. And I was just very awkward. I get very awkward in social situations like this. And finally, the question came up and he goes, well, what do you do? And I said, well, Colin and I own a blackberry sanctuary.
My God.
And it came right out of my mouth without hesitation. Yeah, like, no, I just said, we own a small blackberry sanctuary up north. And he's like, and then I thought Colin and my mother-in-law, she craned her neck. I like whipped around and everyone's just staring at me. And I go, yeah, we've owned it for about 5 years. And we take in very small bears. And I went on and I thought Colin, and Hannah starts to laugh. I mean, just dying because this guy was in like hook, line, and sinker.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So now the joke is, Jason and Colin own a black bear sanctuary. Yeah.
I would like to understand where that came from.
I don't like what corridor of my brain.
like
I have no.
That is.
I have no idea.
Like, that's some improv right there.
Yes, anding.
The crap
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, anded yourself.
Honest to Oprah, you can ask Colin. It's a true story, and it just came out of my mouth. I'm like, we own a black bear sanctuary.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so it's a family joke now of like when people come up, I sometimes go, I own a black bear sanctuary.
That's hilarious.